It's night 2 in the van. I just got back from another long day because my fiance needed a bigger fridge. So, you know, she needs and I supply. That's just how it works. And I drove all the way to Orlando. We got a ridiculous deal on the biggest Dometic 12-volt fridge you can get. And now we have to figure out where to put it. Because the van was built around a 35 quart and we now have a 95 quart. So Jewel is sitting on the floor cooking in the oven.
Hey, it works.
She did find a pan that we've been looking for, apparently at Goodwill, that fits in our oven, which is awesome.
Like perfectly. I'm gonna open it even though it's gonna let all my air out, but and some biscuits and chicken.
The puppies are being really good. They attacked me for only a moment at the door. Rose is down there. So they're being fantastic. But yeah, so hopefully tomorrow I can start. Hopefully tomorrow I can start on one of the many little projects we need to focus on. Probably the first thing that will happen is I will get the fridge in here so that we can figure out what we have to do to build the cabinet around it and whatnot.
We are changing out our smaller Dometic for a larger Dometic. If I remember right, this is a 35, which is, it's probably, I think we showed it in another video, but it's small. You know, it works great for me and Kevin, but it doesn't work great when you're going out for longer trips, more than like a day or two. Also, everything's very difficult to get into it. But we're changing that out for one that's probably 3 times that size at least. I think it's a 90 or 95, I think is what we said. But the van is a little bit of a chaos at the moment. My carpet's all jumbled up, my fridge is all pulled out. But it is kind of crazy seeing all that space that we used to have and now we'll no longer have. But everything is a bit in shambles. It's pretty crazy. I actually don't want to look because I know it's probably really bad. So, but this is one of the biggest things that we've been wanting to do is get a larger fridge so that we can take longer trips. This one will be going to our 4Runner, most likely, or universally to our minivan, or who knows, it maybe end up in our buggy. I don't know. But either way, we can take it on shorter, smaller trips.
The one we have now is a CFX 35. It lived with me in my truck and in this van, and has been running pretty much nonstop for 4.5, 5 years, and it hasn't skipped a beat. But there's just not enough space. So a little nervous about the big fridge because it's going to take up a lot of real estate. But it's kind of an unnecessary.
Not unnecessary, unnecessary.
Necessary. But it is 95 quarts and ginormous. We got a fantastic deal on it. We got it with the insulated cover, like this guy has here. This is the cover that insulates it even more, and of course protects the fridge because it is an investment. And it also comes with a full aluminum slide, so it'll slide in and out. We are rewiring the fridge. This is actually kind of a mess right now. Have some stuff to redo here. I got my DC to DC charger I have to figure out where to put, and I have to finish hooking up the inverter charger. But right now we are pulling wire to extend the power and upgrade to 10 gauge wire from 12 gauge wire for our new big fridge, because we're adding quite a bit of length to the wire because of the slide. So we're pulling wire and we're adding this string rope. What's this stuff called?
Macrame cord.
Macrame cord, whatever that is, so that we can pull other wires later. So yeah, that's what we're doing.
All right, so my part of the job is actually pulling the wire through. I think we need a little bit more.
Well, the fridge cord comes to here, so that's in, so that means attached to that, the cord will come all the way out here.
So we should be good then.
Should be perfect, yeah. All right, so I've ran the new wires back and around, but as I said, I still have to do some adjustments. I plan on moving this box. I have a DC to DC Victron charge controller as well, which may or may not fit here, but probably is going to have to go down here. And the possibility of a bigger charge controller at some point, I want to make sure there's room here for that. So I'm going to leave these wires extra long, which is going to annoy me because they're going to look like crap, and I'm a little OCD about my wiring. But it'll be fine, because when I come back here to finish this, then I can shorten and retighten, and it's just a couple of terminal connectors that I'm losing, so we'll get that all buttoned up. That connected, no fuse. Now I'm going to go run the wire up front, connect it with some butt terminals. Those we will go ahead and heat shrink and tie correctly, because that's going to be a finished product up there. So let's go get that.
Positive.
You're positive?
No. I'm pretty sure.
So we're pretty sure the words on the cord mean it's positive, and the ribs mean it's negative.
So you can just think of positive words. But let me look.
But I was supposed to look before I cut the cord. I suppose I could look back at this video if I needed to.
Oh, positive is red.
Positive is red. Red is positive.
Okay. Note that the ribbed wire is negative. I was right. So you just got to think of positive words.
Positive words.
Yeah.
Ribbed negatively for never.
Nope.
So this is 10, 12 gauge terminals. Something I've learned, which I forget to do a lot, is to space your terminals. So you can see this one will go here, and this one will go here, so that they will still fall in line instead of being bowed out. You'll see what I mean here in a minute. So now you see, once we shrink wrap those, it'll fall into line nicely.
There she is. That scare you for a second?
You're trying some YouTube juju on me, like, to get views, like, oh no. It's not funny. So don't say that. No.
Okay. She's on.
All right.
And everything's running. So the whole purpose of us actually doing the longer cord, like we had said before, is because we will be using this slide that we have on this fridge. And before, the cord was nowhere near long enough to actually slide with the fridge. So, see how far we can actually go. I'm scared. Yeah, the back half's lifting, so I can't really do anything more than that because it'll all topple out, and we don't want to do that. So, but it goes out quite a long ways. It's pretty awesome.
I was gonna say that I cannot get that stupid song out of my head from your kids yesterday, from the Wonder Pets. The freaking phone is ringing. It's stuck in my head. I don't know where it came from, but it's there. But here's your GoPro. All right,
so now that the GoPro is back up and going, and Kevin got that out of his noggin, I wanted to show you why we are actually why we're actually doing these videos of real life van life. Because you do see a lot of stuff on YouTube and on Facebook and Instagram of all the beautiful vans that are perfect and no problems, and you can have a perfect life ever if you're in a van. However, there are things that happen constantly, and you will constantly be trying to figure out where the heck it came from and how to fix it. So this is one of the new things that we have found since having our new fridge, and we got to figure out where it's coming from and how to fix it. It is hard to see, but it's kind of dried up a little bit, but there is condensation on my floor. Dirty floor, but there is condensation on my floor, and that's coming somewhere from our new fridge. Not sure where, or if maybe it's just because the air conditioner and warm humid climate, I don't know, but there's one specific spot, which is always right here, that has been having condensation. So got to figure that out before we bolt all this down, and there's some more too before we bolt all this down. But that's the whole purpose of doing the van life videos that we are, and blogging how it truly is, because things happen and you just got to figure it out. And if we don't figure this out, this will ruin the floors and will cause mold and cause other issues that will end up causing respiratory issues and eventually just mess everything up in the van. So, hello. So those simple things are things that we're gonna have to figure out. So that's why we do this van life videos, so you really know what truly is going on.
The handle, that would work.
What you want me to do?
Well, we don't have to do it right this second. We can do what you're doing, but I'm thinking I'm going to run this cord up
That's smart.
through here, and then if we put it on the handle, it'll be up.
Yeah.
So when we pull out and push in, and if we do, when I do the back cabinet, I can do a bungee to where when it comes back, it pulls it tight.
So if you heard all of that, what we're going to end up doing, and Kevin, that was a great idea of Kevin's, we will actually run this cord through the
Insulator.
mat. Oh yeah, and look, that comes down to
Yeah, this does
through
too.
the insulator and in through the cord, or in through the area where the handle is, so that we're able to pull this in and out without anything snagging.
And that's actually a valid thing too. We can, if
We're
That's
busy,
you.
Mike.
What, Mike?
Love you, Mike.
What do you want? Jules found water underneath the fridge twice. We do have a leak, which I showed you in our leaking video up here. It's possible it has gone underneath there. I thought that this insulator bag was sealed, but it does have holes in it. And you can clearly see right here, there's condensation on the inside of the bag. So I don't know if the answer is to leave it out of the bag, which doesn't make sense because this is supposed to help it run more efficiently. I don't know.
One of those van life things.
If you guys have any ideas, whenever this gets posted, say something in the comments so we know. It's a CFX 95 dual zone fridge. We're running around 30 degrees, 32 in the fridge, and I think like 29 in the freezer. So, and it looks like the condensation is mostly on the fridge side, which is interesting because it's not the colder side, and maybe it's because the compressors are up front, so the heat doesn't go back there. I don't know, but none of this feels damp.
All of this is dry.
It's
the
very
other
dry.
side, I think, no, it felt cold. That's all it felt.
Yeah.
Kevin's gonna go ahead and push this back and kind of see if this, where this wants to grab, or if it grabs. Oh, perfect. You're gonna really love how it curled up behind it, babe. That's awesome. By the way, I only took it out like halfway. I'll put pressure on this so you
That's
can.
it there.
Oh, that's it? Okay. So that's fully extended. Nice. Okay, so the great news is it is not grabbing, it is not getting stuck underneath the slide, so putting it through the handle is definitely a great idea.
Sweet.
So now we have, our wire is not exposed to anything, it's actually within the case, and it goes along the front all the way down the side and then comes out this handle case. So it's absolutely perfect.
Got this figured out. Now I have to run supports across the floor and do measurements for the extension of the cabinet, and we will be hopefully mounting the cabinet walls and getting a sub countertop here in the next day or so, and get that going. So
All right, guys, and that ends this video. Thanks for watching. This is where we are starting, and follow along to see the developments in the van, and we appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you in the next one.